Jean-Pierre.
To see you. Happy Friday night.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Shall we show you the table right away?
My pleasure.
Terrific. Welcome home, sir.
Thank you. A lot of history at this table, you know.
Indeed. If we go really far back, we'll see the McCormick's scepters coming around, and otherwise we'll talk about the Blues Brothers suite and shrimp battles and all.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't you give me a little wine and some shrimp, and maybe if Regina's here, maybe you can ask her to come join us.
With pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Before Regina joined us, I accepted an offer to take a tour of this lovely building and historic room. So I see you've remodeled a little bit, put some new photos, some new artwork in. I like it.
Making it a little bit more interesting when you sit here and just wait for your date or wife or boyfriend or husband, whatever applies. You have something to look at. Follow me up the pretty staircase. Now we're on the second floor. We've got 2 dining rooms here. One seats about 50, one 70. So there's a service bar in between. Some wonderful pieces of art. All ceilings are 14-feet ceiling, and there's also working fireplaces, which makes it very nice and romantic, and on cold days like today, very comfortable.
Regina, are there any ghosts in there? I can see one of the McCormick's flying by.
Well, you may. Yeah, if you have a few too many cocktails, you could be seeing all sorts of ghosts, yes.
Why don't we go back downstairs and we'll talk a little bit, and I'll get my shrimp and champagne.
Okay, sounds like a wonderful idea. Thank you, Mr. Lissner.
Oh, please, thank you. With a beautiful restaurant like this, located so close to Michigan Avenue, you obviously get a lot of tourists in. But with the reasonable prices, I'm sure you get a lot of locals. Is that true?
Yes, we do. We get a broad range of customers, and you know, the nice thing is we are right in middle of the city. We are right off 1 block of 1 mag mile. I mean, it's the best spot in the city. It's unique. It is in a mansion. We have wonderful white tablecloth service. In my opinion, very reasonable prices. We have dinner prices starting from $20, and our wonderful Caesar chicken, which seems to be the popular salad of the 90s, is $9.95. So there's really no reason why anybody cannot come and experience Chez.
Well, I'm certainly ready to experience Chez. Regina, thank you so much for being with me today.
Good evening, Mr. Lissner. How are you tonight?
How are you, Jean-Pierre? Well, good to see you again.
There is little seaweed here, Charlemagne. We will open that right away.
Thank you.
This glass, please. Wrong glass, sir.
Just pour it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can't get a glass of wine here, gee. Not perfect, but it is. Well, shrimp, how exciting. Lovely shrimp.
That's very good.
My straight man in the previous act was Jean-Pierre, a legend in the Gold Coast and a great friend of mine for several years. Jean-Pierre has been on Rush Street in the area for about 27 years, and he's been kind enough to order a selection of some of his favorite items for me. So Jean-Pierre, I want to thank you. I'm sure you'll be getting residuals out of this, but if you could just tell me a little bit about this fine selection you brought here.
Well, I'm in for seafood, and I have here a little mousse of lobster with some sliced fresh sea scallops topped with a hint of caviar, served with a lobster oil and a seafood jus. You have a terrine of artichoke and little leeks, which is served with a vinaigrette. It's a swordfish steak, which is topped with some fresh Maryland crab, a green peppercorn sauce, and a little beurre blanc. It is médaillons of veal, grilled with lobster and topped with a béarnaise sauce, good old-fashioned New York sirloin, which is served with a sauce poivrade and green peppercorns. you.
Don't leave. We have 2 more fine restaurants to go to celebrate a great romantic Valentine's Day.
That sounds marvelous.
Simply marvelous.